Monday, we talked about the benefits of building a referral-based business, a relationship, a people business. Tuesday, we talked about who we know that can connect us to our ideal referral partners. And Wednesday, we just discussed journaling, making calls to our database, and coming from a place of abundance. Yesterday, we talked about what do we talk about whenever we reach out to people? And I've shared some scripts with you and some different ways to grow a referral-based business. Does anybody have any ahas that they would like to share? We talked about how it's an honor to work by referral, and appreciating your network is a great way to do life. And some of the things and questions I want to go over, building a referral-based business is repeatable and sustainable even during hard times. So you can build a referral-based business, and let's say you change businesses, you can take these same strategies and utilize them in your new career. And the best way to track referrals, and so tracking is huge, and I know that sometimes for some different behavioral styles that's like one more thing to do, but what you track and you keep in front of mind is best in order to help you manifest more abundance in your life. So utilizing that simple spreadsheet that I shared is really easy, really a good way to do it. And if that doesn't work for you, just writing them down is also key. But I think that one of the best things about that spreadsheet for me is the first year that I started using it, at the end of the year, I was able to sort names on who I referred the most and who referred me the most. And so it's easier to be able to really appreciate those that are referring you if you're tracking how many referrals you're receiving, as well as how many referrals you're giving out. So again, I can't express how important tracking is. And then one of the questions that was asked to me was, what about sharing networking opportunities or connecting someone to a LinkedIn group or Facebook group that you might feel is a good fit for them? So I don't want to tell you how to do your own tracking. That's going to be up to you. If you see that as a good referral for yourself, then definitely I would track it. Personally, that's not something that I attract. I do attract it. I don't necessarily track it because I feel like a referral is a specific connecting one person to another person. But if that is how your business flourishes, if being introduced to new networking opportunities has been really good for your business, then by all means do track it. And as you start tracking things, I think that over the course of time, you're going to get into your own flow of what works best for you in your life. And that's the important thing. Systems are great. The best system that there is the one that you will use. So take what I'm teaching you and implement it. But also, if you can figure out a better way for your life, I want you to also tweak as you go for that. Let's see. We talked, or somebody shared about some of the values of a one-to-one is understanding if a good referral is what a good referral is for somebody. So when I think about this, and I know over the course of my mortgage career, I used to get people referring me people that were looking to buy a car. And obviously that's not really a good referral for me. And I didn't really ever feel frustrated with that though, because they were thinking of me. So it is definitely educating people on what's a good referral for you is important. But I also want you to feel gratitude that people are thinking about you and referring you, regardless of if they haven't quite got exactly what you're doing yet. They may be a different communication style, behavioral style, and your words aren't quite connecting with them yet. And I think that that's one of the things that kind of sets me apart from other people that are teaching about referrals is inside my coaching, I also teach you how to identify the different communication styles and better engage with people in their language, as well as help you understand yourself, your strengths, and maybe some of the things that you're not as efficient at, and help you to figure out, okay, so do I want to learn more about that, or is that something that I'm better to delegate off? And then somebody's asked, like, how about connecting someone to people that they may want to connect that could be a referral partner for them? Yes. So that's that's like the elephant. Like, referring somebody to a referral partner that can keep referring them is the number one best referral that you can give someone. It's like teaching somebody how to fish, I think, as Tommy said, but that's a great analysis of what it's like. Hey, Dennis, yes, I can see you. Thanks for being here. You recently had a client in Georgia that referred me to 5 businesses. Woohoo! Congratulations. That's very awesome. Very awesome. Okay. So we have set referral goals. So if you guys could put in the comments and share with me, you know, what is your referral goals? I know that a couple people shared those, but my referral goal is to give. So for I guess I'll go ahead and set it for this month. My referral goal is to give 20 referrals and to receive 10 referrals. Like, who do you know that I can refer to? And setting it as an affirmation and just keeping track of that. Again, I can't express how important that is. Okay. One of the questions somebody asked yesterday was the best referral partner is that you can refer to each other, but will it work if it's just one-sided? Yes. There's been many referral partners, and in fact, like being in mortgage and working with many realtors, being able to refer all of them was not always possible. You know, I tried to, as I would get people to refer, to maybe spread it out, or the person that's my best referral partner would tend to get more of that. But there's going to be one-sided people where you just believe in them. Like my doctor, Dr. Kelly in Kansas City, he is amazing and so kind. I have referred him lots of people because I believe in him. So there's going to be people in your referral network that you're going to refer, and you're probably not ever going to receive a referral from them. And just like there's going to be people that are going to refer you that you may not ever be able to refer back to them. And that's okay. The point of this whole thing is the universe sees you, and it sees how you're giving, and the emotional exchange and the currency of referrals starts ebb and flowing and coming in and going out. And so if you just focus on being a generous giver and an appreciative receiver, then things will work out in the long run. Let's see. So gratitude changes everything. Somebody said that they were a big fan of gratitude, and celebrating that in the past 24 hours, Kristen facilitated 3 introductions, and in the past week, at least 5. And she said that I think nothing makes her happier than making connections because it's so much fun. And it is so much fun to connect people, to help them connect with somebody. And she says, does that make me weird? And no, it makes you generous and a connector. And the more that you can focus on connecting other people to their ideal referral partners or their ideal clients, the resources that they need, the better your life will be and the more abundance that you're going to have coming into your life. Okay, so we talked about some different questions to ask when you're having your one-to-one meetings. And so I asked in the group earlier this week or last week, like, who or what challenges you? Which is kind of a variation of the question, what's your biggest challenge? Because sometimes when I ask what's your biggest challenge inside the group, I don't get a lot. So a variation is who or what challenges you. And one of the things was being a visionary in my work life. And I can see how that can be challenging because as a visionary myself, sometimes I have all of these ideas and it's really hard to implement. So what I recommend for people that are like that is making sure that you're connecting inside maybe your referral partners or even the people on your team, although your referral partners are obviously an extension of your team. Making sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that are different than you, that can help you see the step-by-step that a visionary needs kind of some helping with. Because as big picture as we can be, that having somebody that can help you break that down is really important. So now I'm going to talk just a little bit about DISC and how that's important to us. So DISC is our behaviors. It's how we prefer to communicate. And so there is no right or wrong style. We just are who we are. So I'm going to share my screen, hopefully, here. And share screen. Okay. Now, like, got my little beach picture in the background, it looks like there. All right, so this is the actual wheel. And so DISC is how we prefer to communicate. It's what's above, if you think about the iceberg, you have the ice down below, which is actually the more dangerous part of the iceberg. Because you don't see it, right? And so that's actually your driving forces. That's what motivates you. DISC is the observable language of communication. It's how people prefer to communicate. And most of the time people will talk, about the high D, the high I, and so forth. What I like to do is teach people because the highs and the lows are also both equally important. So for example, if you happen to be maybe in the spectrum of the conductor or persuader, you're potentially, or the promoter, you're probably more big picture thinking over there. You're extroverted and you like some people interaction. So your opposite and the people that would be good for you on your team would be more along the supporter and the coordinator, the analyzer. So wherever you are on the wheel, you need that that yin and yang. You need the yang in order to help you to reach your goals. Here's where the challenge is. They're going to be the people that it's hardest to communicate with because they think so differently than you do. And where this made the biggest impact in my life and learning this would be with my son, Dakota, because I'm a persuader. So very high DI, very low SC. And Dakota is the opposite. He is a very high SC and a very low, well, medium low DI. And I can remember that he used to come in and want to talk to me. And like when I'm focused and working, you know, I tend to be very focused. And I could see him like out of the corner of my eye kind of doing this little thing. And I'd be like, what? Just talk to me. But for him, just coming up and talking to somebody is harder because he's more introverted, even with people that he loves, because it's just how his mind works. He's more steady and dependable and wants to wait for time. So I think that it's really important that we all understand that people are way different than we are. And, you know, as the golden rule says, you know, treat others like you want to be treated. That is where huge misunderstandings happen. And in fact, it's called the platinum rule, but treating people how they want to be treated is important. So understanding who you are, how you could be perceived, especially under stress, is huge. I mean, it's been huge in my life, especially with my kids. So that is just a little bit. So the D stands for, it's how we solve problems and challenges. So either in a direct, straightforward way or in a more of a passive way. How do you solve problems and challenges? The I is influence. It's how we influence other people to our point of view. So that the high I tends to be very social, and under stress or pressure, they will tend to be very chit-chatty. And in a sales cycle, that's not always good. So if you get nervous in the sales cycle and you start talking too much, you could talk somebody out of the sale. Where the lower I tends to be more reflective in how they are engaging with other people. The S is the pace of the environment that we prefer. So I, as a low S, prefer a pretty fast-paced environment, where my son, as a high S, he prefers a steady pace. And so I have to be aware of that as his mom so that I'm not alienating him. And then your C is compliance, is the high C, which is rules and procedures that are set by others. And where the low C tends to be more of a, rules are made to be broken, or it could even just be that they need to believe in the rule and understand why the rule is there. So they need more information on why it's important. And they're not as good at like following systems and structure. Does anybody have any questions? Hi, Liz. Thanks for being here. Dennis says, I feel connections are a lot easier to cultivate. Yes, connections are. Dave says he agrees on the one-sided referrals. And let's see, Dennis says, I give 20 a week and receive 10 to 15 a week. That's awesome. That's really great. Okay. So what is the next step? Hopefully I've given you lots of information to think about this week. It has been really fun for me. I've enjoyed it a lot, actually. And what I want to offer you is a complimentary strategy session with me about your business. This is not going to be a sales call. It's just going to be a business brainstorming call. And I will put a link to my calendar in the chat. And if you would like to take me up on it, that would be great. Those of you that have been doing your homework, I will send you your special little guide that will go and will help you follow all of the systems. I have a guide for that. Does anybody have any questions for me? All right, I'm going to go over here and see if I can see if it is different with the whole StreamYard thing. So looks like it's the same. It looks like everybody's stuff is flowing through. That's kind of nice. Perfect. Yay, I like it when things work. Okay, so message me and let me know how things went, how I can help you and support you here in the future. There was a couple other questions actually that I wanted to talk about with the who or what challenges you. Okay, so somebody said that a shy child that often pops up in her head at the most inopportune times. The challenge is acknowledging and honoring her without having her totally sabotage my opportunities. So what I feel with that is, I think that, yeah, I was a pretty shy child too. There was a lot of stuff going on at home, and I can see that sometimes we can get in our own heads about things and challenges. And so honoring that child and knowing that probably that actually could come from being empathic and being around different energies can sometimes sometimes cause some anxiety. So honoring her and acknowledging and being aware. So awareness with everything is really important. And then just doing it anyway, that's the thing, is doing it even when it's uncomfortable. One of my coaches says that making money and doing the work is really boring. You have to be willing to do the boring things in order to be more successful. And sometimes that's doing things that give us a little bit of anxiety. And then I think that with staying focused was another challenge. And staying focused comes from having a system and time blocking and just committing to each day doing what you told yourself that you would do. And that's also something that with everything, as we're changing our past beliefs or our paradigms and we're leaning into who we're meant to be, having a structure is important in that. So be patient with yourself, but also be a badass and implement like crazy. So, Dennis says he's enjoyed the last 5 days. Great information. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. And yeah, I hope to be able to have some little business strategy calls with you guys. Again, I'll put that link in the chat, and I look forward to seeing you grow. Hope you have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.